Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. So I continue with my explorations with Stable Diffusions. Today I got lucky and I have this Google Colab running with NVIDIA driver. So it's gonna be doing the processing like a lot faster. So I already have this running and connected. I'm just gonna show you an example. So I have this Hatsune Miku and the goat. So I got this photo from internet, right? Okay, goats with something that's looking like Hatsune Miku hair. And I got this Stable Diffusion image to image already running in the background. And I'm gonna try with the string 0.1. So I'm just gonna run it. So I'm selecting a block of code. So this is a Google Colab or something like a Jupyter Python that's running online. And it's using a machine somewhere at Google server. So basically I'm trying to convert one image into another image using Stable Diffusions diffusers. And with the prompt, my prompt is goat with Hatsune Miku hair. I could write down like a different prompt. Goat with, or maybe Hatsune Miku with goat face. So I run this code. Now it's keeping the prompt, and now it's using this prompt and try to recreate the image, but based on this original image. Goat Miku. Okay, so that's the idea. So we get this result. Maybe the prompt is not correct, or there is another way we can repaint. So just we have like a goat just with Miku hair. So that's something to try. If I try a string of 0.75, maybe a goat with Hatsune. That's probably a better prompt. I think the Stable Diffusions with repainting will give a better result. So the way you get this Jupyter notebook or Google Colab with all this code already is you search on Google. Okay, yeah, this one is starting to work. If I run it again, it's gonna create a new sample. So you search with Google, and then after you Google search, you might, if you're lucky, you get this Jupyter notebook or Google Colab already, and all you need to do is to connect it. Once you connect it, you run all the code from the top to the bottom. At somewhere here at step number 4, you might need to use Hugging Face token. So you need to copy paste your token, and then you have to run all the code. Sometimes you need to restart the runtime to get the module working. But after you do that, wait a few seconds, it needs to download all this data. You can download image from online, or you can provide your own image and then continue. So I think this is probably getting a little bit better. So I'm continue to increasing. So remember the original image again. That's a goat that's look with something that's like hair. If we try actually with Suzanne, you know, Suzanne is looking like Suzanne, like a monkey. It's very basic, right? But we can just maybe I will just I should use different image. Actually, don't use Suzanne. Okay, we have just a goat. Maybe if we do it this way, we can try a monkey with, we can say Sailor Moon, maybe a monkey with Sailor Moon hair or anime hair. Yeah, we get basically keep getting a goat photos. with a hair that's more and more realistic. Maybe if I increase the guidance into 10. So we have this monkey with Sailor Moon costume actually. Let's say if I like this, for example, Sailor Monkey, drop it on the desktop. Okay, Sailor Monkey. Okay, it's getting better. Just gonna drag and drop the image. Okay, Sailor Monkey. Okay, I'm gonna get this image, Sailor Monkey. So I'm running this block of code using Control Enter. It's gonna source this image and then resize it to 512 by 512, and then I'm using that image with the prompt a monkey with Sailor Moon costume. So I'm running that code to get the prompt, and I'm now casting it into CUDA, so it's gonna run really fast. It's gonna generate an image for us. It's using image and image Stable Diffusions once again. Okay, so we get this monkey. Maybe this should be 7.5, and this, let's try 0.5. Let's run this again. It's gonna try to decode this text, and then using that reference image of Sailor Monkey, it's gonna give us a result. So yeah, it's trying to merge the two together. We can try a different prompt. What's a good prompt to try? Robot with wings made of different mechanical part. Maybe photograph of a monkey wearing Sailor Moon costume. So I run this again, reload. I found that a robot with wings will give you interesting result. Let's try just downloading this. So with image to image, we can actually try to get some variations. So let's say if say like chicken robot with wings, it's gonna try to morph the image. Okay, so it's getting better. So while I'm gonna try, okay, with the robot, right? Robot with mechanical part. Let's try this. Actually, this one, I like this one. Robot wings 2. Drag and drop it here. So this Sailor Moon actually have glasses. I don't know why. So let's try robot wings 2.jpg. Load this into Google Colab. So Google Colabs normally until they disconnect you, or maybe their machine no longer idle, so you can't borrow it. It will continue running usually, and I'm pretty lucky at the moment, so I'm gonna keep experimenting. So robot chicken with bird wings. So that's the prompt. Gonna give the string of 0.5 for now. So it's no longer using the sailor monkey. Now it's using the robot wings image. It's gonna run this and then refill the image. So it's looking pretty much the same. Let's try increasing this 0.8, increasing or decreasing it. So it's probably already looking like a robot chicken. Now it's giving a different result. Let's try this. Maybe if I replace it with monkey. Angel wings. Okay, let's try this. Sort of trial and error. Actually, if you keep guiding the artwork, you might actually come up with something more interesting. Like, okay, with Suzanne, we shouldn't completely delete this idea. Okay, it's Suzanne head, right? Let's try doing something with this, right? Monkey head, right click, convert image, make it, okay. Monkey with real angel wings, but the string is probably too much. Reduce this to 65. Monkey head, JPEG. Be careful, sometimes Apple use JPEG, JPEG instead of JPEG. Drag and drop it here. Yeah, the result is a little bit funky here. Maybe it's too strong. Let's try 0.4. That means it's closer to the original image, but it's trying to guide. Yeah, so now you can see here it's looking more like a robot with, you know, it's actually looking more like a chicken. It's pretty cool. Let's try reload it once again. It should be using a different seed. Gonna get different result every time. So some variations. We can say maybe realistic monkey with I just try on it. Okay, so it's very subtle. Let's say we use monkey head, reload the image, monkey head, realistic, mask made of random mechanical parts. Monkey head mask made of random mechanical object parts. Okay, so it's gonna try to use that original Suzanne head and turn it into something different. It's still looking like Suzanne, not strong enough. Let's try 55 or 65. We can try a different prompt. Low poly monkey head. Okay, now it's starting to give us different result, right? Okay, could be like for, I think 65 is a good one. Low poly monkey head mask. Origami, actually, yeah, I can try that. This is when it's starting to get interesting. Yeah, I think this is a good value. I can keep running this. Yeah, it's a thanks to Google Colab to let me borrow this machine. I can continue run this like 100 times and get like all kind of different variations. Of course, at some point you want to keep adding more into this. If you like a certain design, you want to add some detailing. So just save, keep generating, and then save, keep generating, and then later on, if I want to add some details, I can come back to it. This one's looking really angry. This one is cool, right? It's looking still looking like Suzanne. This one is also really cool. Has this interesting mark sometimes. It's diffusing like a large data of photograph, illustrations, so you end up with a lot of interesting results. Okay, we actually get something that's more or less like a low poly. If I change the prompt, low poly monkey head mask origami, it might have like more like origami look to it. Yeah, now it's more like origami. Let's come back to this realistic monkey head mask. Maybe it's a robot mask. Make of random with many complex radio parts. Or like we can specify like decorations. Maybe I can specify something like a colorful pattern, or yeah, it doesn't give me with colorful surface pattern. Realistic monkey head 65. Let me try something like this. It's pretty experimental. Yes. try this. At least still, it's still looking like the original monkey head. It's just, I feel that it's probably lacking of details. If we can come back to certain design, it doesn't seem to understand this batik with the ultra sophisticated pattern. Run this prompt, run this. It's becoming a little bit cartoony. Made of garbage. If we say made of garbage, maybe it will understand garbage. If we say realistic monkey head robot that looks like a person, maybe. Photograph of realistic monkey head robot. I think this is probably not strong enough, so 75. Realistic monkey head robot mask made of garbage. It's trying to make it looking like a Elon, I think. Photograph. Car components. So we're gonna end up with like hundreds and hundreds of these samples that we can reuse and try to reuse as a reference, and then you can try to sculpt it inside Blender. If you are really good at sculpting, you can do it really fast, maybe a few hours. Yeah, so it's trying to make it look like Elon Musk now. We don't necessarily needs to say monkey. Dragon, you can say. So let's try. Okay. The funny thing is that it's looking, just now it's looking like Iron Man. Realistic. I already changed the prompt into dragon now. Yeah, dragon. It's not usually from side view. I think it's trained to be like that. However, we get something that's a little bit more detailed because we say it here, made of car components. So it seems to be working really well. It goes back to and space. Photograph of realistic and detailed human head mask. Let's try Bruce Lee. If we take a look at the previous mask and then find the one that's really like this one, we can perhaps just keep adding details if we want to. If I try the strength of 1 or something that's close to 1, like 0.95, it's gonna use the second image that it's trying to predict, you know, like if the strength is 0.1, 0.2, I think it's closer to the original Susan head. Yeah, it's getting, I think it's getting pretty bad there because it's detailed. I should go back 0.5. Realistic and detailed human head made of car components. Yeah, I don't mind at 0.5. It's kind of the blend fusion between this prompt and the original Susan head. So it gives like unusual results sometimes. I think if you're a really good artist with a lot of imaginations and reference inside your head, you can create almost anything, right? You can come out with 1,000 design. See, it's funny. But with Stable Diffusions, you might kind of you can do the brainstorming faster. At the moment, I'm like producing 1 image every single time, but you can actually produce like 1,000 image at once. I think the head is fusing with Susan head, but it doesn't seem to work too well. You can say monkey head ancient mask made of wood that looks like Bruce Lee. Photograph of realistic and detailed monkey head ancient mask made of wood. Oh, I think the prompt is a little bit. Let's try. Maybe we don't need to specify monkey head. Ancient mask made of wood that looks like Bruce Lee. See these calculations? Every time it's running, if you're doing it on a slow machine, it's gonna take forever. But we have like just few seconds and it's already generating new result. Realistic and detail. Intricate ancient mask. We can specify wood or glass. Okay, if it's new, if it's not safe for work, it's gonna give us blank. Right, okay, maybe don't use this. Made of garbage. Oh, made of random objects. I didn't specify colorful. I kind of like it actually at the moment, like, so it's using ancient mask and it's kind of blending it with Suzanne. Yeah, I can continue with this. Remember the robot also is looking quite realistic. Photograph of realistic and detailed ancient mask. If we like this prompt, we can create a new code. Let's paste it. I specify random tree branch. Try to think new idea. Okay, it's giving us 3 branches, but it seems to be blurry. Made of random tree branch. Made of ginseng. Yeah, it's failing on that. I'm trying a different material. Hopefully we get a different result. So far we are not getting any color. Maybe because our original image is not colorful enough. Yeah, this one is not, it's not bad. I can sort of tell what's the original mask looks like. photograph of detailed ancient mask made of stone. This one is cool. This type of design is it's unusual, so you're gonna get like lots of ideas if you make like hundreds of different design that you like, and you start to brainstorm. With Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab, you need to, if you understand a little bit more of Python, you can actually you can tell, okay, create 100 image all with different names and save it into Google Drive, and that will work instead of sitting down and you kind of waiting for it to process each time. By the way, Google Colab actually have like a runtime idle. If you left your computer or your machine for a while, it's gonna disconnect you, and then you need to find a new machine. I think this is looking really well, looking really nice. Detailed ancient mask. This is working really well. Covered with green moss. Alright, I like to add details like broken, like a broken part. Like, so from Susan head, now we have like hundreds of different variations. Can just keep going until it's exhausted. Detailed broken, or we could say imperfect. So it's really handy to be able to do this. You can use any slow machine with internet connections, and you're able to just run this machine like a virtual machine somewhere at Google server. And I think it's really powerful, especially with Stable Diffusion, because it's open source. The result of the image is not final, so you can always continue to modify this, because this is kind of like a middleman. So with Midjourney and DALL-E 2, you're gonna get something that's more or less like final image, but with this you kind of, it's not final image, so it's like more like a concept art. It doesn't seem to work with this. With photograph of detailed imperfect, it doesn't seem to understand imperfect ancient mask. Okay, it has a little bit of moss. Imperfect. That's a really cool prompt, I guess. Imperfect, you can say broken. Ancient mask made of stone. Monkey alien, if you say monkey. alien. I might actually need to stop in a bit. I think it's almost like half an hour. Gonna keep going with this. I really like the variations of the mask. Like it has like intricate details that if I were to sketch it, maybe I'll never get to that kind of details unless I have like a certain reference. Okay, this one is, when I specify alien, it's looking weird. Detailed imperfect ancient mask made of stone and random mechanical parts that looks like a cyborg monkey. Because remember, we are actually using image to image, so it's not completely random. It's still referencing the original Suzanne image, so it's blending between the two, and it's denoising, it's trying to make sense based on the two image diffusions. It's starting to get really quite cool actually. Made of stone, made of okay. Yeah, this one, it looks basic, but you never know what you're gonna get. See, it's so currently image to image is really working. It's like a just a flat image, right? Like 2D image. Maybe at some point it could be converted into 3D in a magical kind of way, you know, like it's okay, it's understanding the form. Okay, it could happen in the future, in the near future. Okay, this one is looking cartoony, which is pretty interesting. By, if we say like seems like maybe the machine is exhausted or something. Imperfect ancient mask made of stone. That's actually pretty cool. So I suggest, if you really want to do this yourself, Google search for the Google Colab image to image stable diffusion with diffusers, and then save it and save a copy into your Google Drive, and then yeah, continue with that. I believe that with this prompt, it's probably okay reading this Otomo Katsuhiro, it's anime kind of look, cyborg monkey, mechanical part, ancient mask, kind of trying to blend all of these keywords and prompt. For cyborg monkey, maybe I shouldn't use Otomo Katsuhiro, but more like Satoshi Kon, maybe. Detailed. I want to get detailed look. This one is cool. Follow the imperfect ancient mask. Maybe we can specify non-symmetrical. We didn't say realistic. realistic and complex, detailed, imperfect, broken. Maybe our machine is tired. Seems to be stopped working, right? It's no longer understand. So maybe I should just stop here. Thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully this is useful for you, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.